Welcome to the Library of Classic Works at Bookwise, a channel sharing knowledge on comprehensive self-development through great books. Today's video is a discussion on the classic novel, Alchemist, titled, Where Does True Motivation Come From? Please join us and listen. In our 20s, many of us wonder what our dreams are and what we truly want to do. Then, by the age of 25, we ask ourselves whether we have really worked hard enough to achieve our dreams. Is this the right path that our heart and desires want? By the age of 30, we bow our heads again and ask if we should start pursuing the dreams that we have not yet achieved. If you are still wandering through life with an uncertain heart, spending about 2 hours reading the 225-page book The Alchemist can help you find your own answers. The Alchemist has been published for over 30 years, translated into 81 languages and sold in over 170 countries. In Brazil, its popularity rivals that of Christ and football. The reason this book has such a great impact is that when we read it, each of us can see our reflection somewhere in the story. The Alchemist tells the story of a shepherd boy named Santiago. To achieve his dream, he did not hesitate to sell his entire flock of sheep, his whole fortune. Overcoming countless difficulties, he pursued his dream of finding treasure in the desert. It is a simple parable, yet it has changed hundreds of millions of readers' hearts. This is also the spiritual journey of the author himself. At 17, Paulo Coelho was rebellious and was sent to a mental hospital by his parents. As he grew older, he was imprisoned for opposing the dictatorship. At the age of 38, seemingly achieving nothing, he went on a pilgrimage, walking nearly 600 kilometers to Santiago, Spain. This journey, lasting more than 3 months, calmed his fiery heart. He later poured his understandings and insights from this journey into the story of Santiago's treasure hunt. After The Alchemist was published, it illuminated the hearts of countless people who were confused and lost in their life path. The author became the only Latin American writer comparable to Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the author of the immortal novel 100 Years of Solitude. The Alchemist tells us that a life without purpose is just a chaotic labyrinth, and all those who step into it will spend their lives searching for an escape. If you focus too much on gains and losses, you will always miss your dreams. Santiago was born into a very ordinary family in Spain. His parents lived off a few small plots of land. As soon as he was born, they placed all their hopes in him, sending him to a seminary with the hope that he would become a priest and be the pride of the family. Being a priest promised a very stable life, but that was not Santiago's desire. One day, he mustered the courage to tell his father that he did not want to become a priest. His dream was to travel, to see the world outside. Although his father strongly opposed, he ultimately couldn't convince someone who was determined. In the end, compromised, giving his son 3 gold coins and saying, "Buy sheep and live the life you want." These 3 gold coins were not just his father's compromise, but also represented his encouragement and deep-seated approval, because he too, as a young man, had dreams of traveling. In this book, every character has their own dreams. Santiago's father wanted to travel everywhere. The popcorn seller by the road wanted to go to Africa, and the crystal shop owner wanted to go to Mecca. Even the thieves near the pyramids dreamt of treasure hunting like Santiago. However, for many reasons and pressure from real life, they had to give up their dreams, leaving regrets day after day. But the root cause of this is the consideration between gain and loss. This calculation overshadowed their original intentions and true desires. If we lack the courage and determination to pursue what we really want, we will never get past the safety zone in front of us. Santiago broke out of his safe space, left his hometown alone, became a shepherd, and chose to live the life he wanted. Over 2 years, he learned many skills of a shepherd, saw beautiful landscapes, and met many people. He thought his life would be peaceful with his current life, but once again, like a signal from the universe, he had a recurring dream. For 2 consecutive days, he dreamt of a boy guiding him to Egypt, telling him there was a treasure nearby. What did this dream mean? He met an old man, known as the King of Salem, who told him that this dream was his destiny. The treasure was very tempting, but his current life seemed more realistic. Santiago hesitated. If he pursued the treasure, he would have to give up everything he had. Like many others, he almost lost himself once. If you care too much about gains and losses, you might lose what truly makes your destiny. As the king of Salem told the shepherd boy, what we call destiny is what we really want to do. This statement immediately ignited Santiago's passion. Wasn't his lifelong dream to see the vast world outside? He followed his heart's call and chose to pursue his dream once more. You should know that the greatest trick life plays on you is when you give up, bow to reality, and say, "Oh, it's too late. This is my fate. I must accept reality." But that's not true. Destiny should not be something you regret. It should be something you genuinely want to do. People wonder whether they will regret what they dream of doing or regret what they have done. According to research, most things people have done, if they failed, they will only regret for a short time why they didn't do better. Over time, they rationalize it and no longer feel regret. But for things we truly want and have not accomplished, we will ponder over them every day, regret them all our lives, and never forget them, because we can't rationalize them or convince ourselves otherwise. A writer once said, "Because we don't take the first step, dreams will always be distant." Dreams cannot endure waiting, and they fear discouragement. Like hot steel in a fire, only when tempered promptly at high temperature can it be shaped. Once cooled, becomes harder to mold. So, when your long-held dreams are ignited, act immediately. Take the first step in pursuing your dreams while the passion is still there. Even if we can't reach them in the end, in our daily efforts, we will always see a better version of ourselves. Whatever is knocking you down, you must resolve to be stronger on the path to your dreams. Not everything will go smoothly. In the early days in Africa, Santiago also faced two major blows. First, he encountered language barriers. Second, he met someone who spoke Spanish, thinking he was a genuine friend, but he ended up being robbed of all his money. Just yesterday, the future was still bright in his eyes. Now, he had nothing. Alone and lost in a foreign land, he remembered the words of the king of Salem. When you want something, all the universe conspires to help you achieve it. These words gave him extraordinary confidence and courage. The next day he packed his things and wandered the streets, looking for opportunities. Life sometimes gives you a blow, but it also brings hope. All you need is trusting eyes, good at identifying problems, and always willing to help others. Santiago found a crystal shop on the street, but it was quite deserted. Observing carefully, he suggested to the owner that clean crystals would attract more customers. He offered to polish all the crystals without asking for money, just for food. When the owner was still hesitant, Santiago took the initiative to clean the crystal bottles. Surprisingly, just after cleaning, 2 customers came in to buy, so he was hired. However, his dream of reaching Egypt meant crossing thousands of kilometers of desert, not achievable by working there for a few days. In pursuing dreams, there will be times of despair, working hard for a long time only to find the dream still far away. Santiago was heartbroken, but stayed at the crystal shop, temporarily setting aside his dream to focus on making money. Occasionally, he had great ideas to boost the shop's business. A year later, Santiago earned double his initial money, learned about business, and spoke Arabic. For someone whose heart shines with their true desire, hardships and challenges are not unfair or torturous, but are seen as tests to hone oneself and steps to maturity. Letting go leads to reaching the shore of dreams. Santiago then had a choice: to live a wealthy life now, or continue pursuing his dream. The crystal shop owner tried to convince him to stay, but Santiago remembered the king of Salem's words: "You must always remember what you want." So he left the wealth behind and continued his dream of reaching Egypt. Continuing his journey, crossing thousands of kilometers of desert, he reached a small oasis and met a beautiful girl named Fatima. The moment he saw her eyes, his heart was filled with the waves of love. Deeply in love, he even thought of giving up his dream to stay with her. But dreams of the alchemist awakened Santiago, a man in love and almost losing himself. Abandoning dreams would bring lifelong regret, making him and his loved one live heavily. After seeing his heart, Santiago resolutely pursued his dream and decided to go to Egypt. Haruki Murakami said, "To truly live, one must know how to let go. Only by letting go can you gain. Without letting go, you cannot have anything. Great achievers know how to forgo immediate pleasures to pursue their heart's true dreams. True motivation always comes from a burning inner passion. Santiago faced many significant challenges in his quest for the Egyptian treasure. Crossing the desert, he was caught by military patrols, losing all his money. He had to turn himself into the wind within 3 days or face death. Facing this impossible challenge, he remained calm, used all his heart's love to communicate with the sun and wind, felt the world's soul, connected with everything, and tried to understand the universe's language. With the alchemist's encouragement and inspiration, he achieved the impossible, turning into the wind. Reaching the pyramids, he found no treasure, but was robbed and beaten by thieves. Yet from their words, he learned the treasure's true location was back home. When you truly have a dream, one that you always wish to realize, and it stays in your heart, no hardship can hinder you. As Nietzsche said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." The author also revealed that realizing dreams makes life interesting. Each of us has unlimited potential, and the process of pursuing dreams is filled with countless joys. Even if dreams are not realized, the journey brings happiness, genuine joy, and a better self. Like Santiago, crossing seas, deserts, going in circles, and finally returning to the starting point to find the treasure. It seems like a waste of time, but the experiences, sights, sounds, and people he encountered enriched his life. Even without finding the treasure, Santiago's life was thrilling, and every up and down was part of his growth. Life is not about the days lived, but the days worth remembering. Dear friends, remember, when you have a dream, pursue it. Never abandon your dream, despite reality. Keep it warm in your heart. No one can stop you from living the life you want, except yourself. Believe that all motivation must come from within. Believe there is no tomorrow you cannot reach. In the rest of our lives, may we all face our true desires, bravely pursue our dreams, take responsibility for our lives, and make them shine. Thank you for listening to Bookwise, sharing comprehensive development knowledge through great books. If today's video is helpful, share it with those who need it. Support us with a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to see our latest videos every week. And if you have any thoughts or feelings, share them in the comments below. Thank you, goodbye, and see you in the next videos.